Yeah, we're live.
Start. Start side.
Yeah, hello guys. Welcome to the 12th episode of Indian Football Casuals. It has been a while since we have come live. Last time we came live to discuss Igor Stimack's resignation, in fact, sacking to be accurate. But now it's been 3 weeks and a lot has happened. We have seen Spain lift the European Championships. We have seen Argentina lift the Copa America. It's been a absolute crazy 1 month of world football, and we also have had many transfers being happening in Indian football scene. Lots of transfers which have gone legal as well. We know which player we are talking about. We will come to that later on, and we also have the Durand Cup draws. And as usual, we have some interesting draws again. And so yeah, I think that's about it. We are gonna discuss all of that. Aj we have Ruthvik Joshi, diehard England fan since 1966, and I hope he keeps supporting England forever and keeps thinking it's not coming home. And we have Shomik Banerjee, Mohun Bagan fan, also a lawyer, a to-be lawyer, who probably might give us better insights into Anwar Ali, and also Argentina and Spain fan. So we both are Spain and Argentina fans. So viva España, bro.
Viva Espana.
Okay, so Rutvich, we start with you. Thoughts on England's European campaign under Gareth Southgate and him leaving as well?
I mean, uh, I'll go with the whole journey of Gareth Southgate, and we'll come to this specific season of Euro. So when Gareth came in 2018, I guess, no, 2016, England were in a proper mess. I mean, I remember coaches coming and going, and England playing the haramest football that mankind has ever seen, despite having the quality over the years. I'm talking about the quality back in late 1990s and early 2000s to 2014, 2016, that period which wasn't good enough for England when they finished fourth in the 2014 FIFA World Cup. And since Gareth came over, he tried about 100 players. He wanted to give an identity to his football. Much like De La Fuente, he came from what you call the youth teams. He was a coach of youth team, and then he rose himself up. So if I have to judge him, when you look at 2020 campaign of for England, I believe that was the best chance that England ever that they could have won. Probably they were winning in the 2021 edition with the in the final as well. They got an early lead and somehow they messed it up. And in the World Cups as well, when you compare World Cup, they played the semi-final in the 2018. They played the quarter final, so everything was going good. But coming to this season of for Euros, when you see the squad, there was no depth. There was no idea how and when, how and why the players were chosen. England only brought one left back in the entire squad, left-footed left back in the entire squad, and that too he was injured. Luke Shaw, Gareth did not uh, bring Chilwell, who was doing okay in Chelsea. He could have done that. There was no left winger. People tell Foden is good. Foden is a generational talent. Yes, he might be a generational talent, and for Man City, he has done things that nobody else could. But the style of football that Man City plays and what England plays is quite different. You will not see Phil Foden running down the wings with the ball. That is something I don't agree with, because even in the World Cups, when you see he didn't perform well. It was Marcus Rashford who was coming from the bench and scoring goals for England in Qatar. So this season they could have, I mean, given chance to Anthony Gordon, who and l- let him start from left, but he didn't do that. Overall, when you compare from defense, midfield to attack, everything was, I mean, there was no cooperation, and whatever was done pre-tournament, the players that were tried before the tournament, they didn't look at those players. They just brought as per how their previous season, previous domestic season went, and somehow I feel that is the reason why England lacked. They were lucky enough to, I mean, go through the final. I mean, play in the final, but somehow it had to come down. And I mean, I'm obviously disappointed as England fan. But when you analyze a tournament, if you ask me, did England deserve to be in the final? I'll say no. Did they deserve to win in the final? No. Were they top five teams in the competition? No. So a bit of luckiness that went England's way, but that has been the story of England since 1966, as you said. So that's all. I hope whoever, I mean, special shout out to Southgate. I mean, as an England fan, you don't expect England to go to play multiple finals, and props to him. He's leaving the England side, but he should go as with his head held high. I mean, he's the guy who's revolutionized. I'm not using it casually, but he's the guy who's revolutionized English football. And whoever they sign next, maybe we are seeing reports of Sarah Weimi, the line our Lionesses coach, that will take over. But whoever takes over has a golden generation in their hand, and I hope they do well in the upcoming tournaments. Hopefully, next time it's coming home.
Yeah, we'll see if it comes. I think England should host an entire tournament at home, just not the
Next,
final itself.
next is at next is
Next
in
is at home.
UK.
Is
Yeah,
it
and
okay?
next is
Yeah,
in UK. I mean Ireland as well, Scotland as well. But yes, England is hosting a major part of the tournament.
yeah. Scotland is not home either. Like, anyways, coming to
Oldest rivalry.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
oldest
oldest
rivalry.
rivalry of football.
Yeah. So coming to the other side, the team which won in the final, Spain. Spain looked like a side like from a neutral's perspective before the tournament. Nobody really, put Spain as a real contender for the European Championships. Like we have no, we have witnessed Spain's greatest era. That was the era I actually became Spain's fan because 2010 World Cup was the first World Cup I actually saw. And obviously, my family, like my father, is Argentina fan. So obviously, I was gonna support Argentina, but they were I think knocked out in quarterfinals itself. So and Spain went to the final and won the final itself, and I was like, wow, this team looks great. And so I was like, okay, so I have Messi in my team, the world's best player at the time as well, and I'm seeing Spain have a fantastic midfield. So I was obviously going to support Barcelona. So through that pattern, I witnessed, like I was very young though, but I witnessed Spain's absolute best. Two European Championships, one World Cup in 4 years. That's crazy. So we have seen that phase, but in the last 10 years, they have kinda not managed to keep up that momentum. They have gone deep in the World Cups, they have gone deep in the Euros, but they've never managed to be the dominant side. Like they have played the usual position football, but they have not really looked threatening at all. But this Spain side, it's just different. Like they are positioned with a purpose now. Like they know what to do. So Shomik, coming to you, you are a huge Spain fan and you know the analysis part of it as well. So what changes did Spain make from the last World Cup in Qatar or the Euros? What changes happened in the last 2 to 4 years, which made Spain look so absolutely dominant?
As you said, I think it's all about that purpose thing. Uh, if you look at Rodri's statement from that Morocco defeat, you might understand what has actually gone right this time. What he was telling that Spain was a dominant team in that match. Spain should have won. Morocco didn't play well. Something like that. He said something on that lines. But at the end of the day, when you will look at 2022 World Cup, you will see Morocco went to the next round and Spain didn't, right? So uh, what was wrong with, or rather I should say, didn't go right way with Luis Enrique's Spain, was simply that they were keeping the ball, they were creating chances, but at the end of the day, no one was finishing up them. Football is a simple game. You just need to score one more goal than your opponent, right? That's how you win. uh, Even after all these possessions, all these creating chances, if you can't finish your chances, you are not going to win a game. Now this Spain side, coming up to the tournament, no one probably give them a chance. Like there are heavy favorites in Germany, England, France, even Portugal. They were the favorites to get the whole, to go the whole way. What Spain did really well is, probably first of all, they believed in what they can achieve. They believed in their squad. They were really good in keeping the ball and also in transitions. They are not a one tick pony, right? Uh, they were creating chances with silky build-ups, and they were also hitting teams on counter attacks. In defense, there were questions in the early part of the tournament, like how will Spain cope up with a team like France or England when they will hit you on counter. But players like Carvajal and Laporte, and even Nacho when he was there, Lenormand, Rodri, they just played some immense part in Spain's win. On the other hand, the youth of Lamin and Nico, they were brilliant on the wing. Morata, with his absolutely brilliant, hard working gameplay, just gave that extra bit of space to their midfielders, to their center backs, that breathing space. His counter press, him being the fast counter pressing agent for Spain, helped them a lot. Like he was not scoring too many goals, but what he did is he pressed the opponent center backs at such pace, like they were having problems to build from the back. You you can see that France match, you will understand how much work he did put. As a captain also, I was just seeing what Morata did to this team. He is probably the glue that held this team whole together. He was working with the senior players, the junior players. If you see what he said after winning the Euros, uh, in the celebration, he was telling Farmin that you are he is the future of the team. He is someone who runs like 30 miles a day. He was telling Gavi, you were not there, but you still won us the cup. You helped us in the qualifiers. You are still there with us. This is how a captain should speak. This is how a leader should say. No one thought that Alvaro Morata will be such a big leader for Spain. After Casillas, Spain had Sergio Ramos, Iniesta, people like Xavi, but no one could took them to that height what Casillas did back in then. And now Morata replicated somewhat of his success. Apart from that, what De La Fuente did is he kept things simple. First of all, Spain played a brilliant gameplay. That was, as you said, was brilliant to watch for the neutrals. So from every perspective, Spain looked like the team that will go and win the trophy, and they did. uh, and you can see in some games their characters were tested, like in the France game where they were behind, in the Georgia game where they were playing brilliant but still considered that own goal. In the England game, when England came right into the death and scored a brilliant goal from Palmer to make it 1-1. But and England in previous games we have seen how good they can be in the death. Even after playing totally bad for like 75-80 minutes without any purpose, they can still hit you and at any given opportunities. So you can say it was a totally team effort, and that purpose that drove them to get that win. Look, Spain will always have that edge over other teams in two areas. First of all, having those managers who can give them tactical edge, like De La Fuente did, or like Del Bosque did in his era. Uh, and also producing talents that can be key, or that can be key for a setup. Spain might not have too many world class players, but they have players that can tick into the system. That's what's necessary in national teams. So I think that's what went well for Spain. And I would like to add a bit on England also. As Ruthvik said, I think Southgate did a really good job in previous World Cups and Euros also. Apart from this tournament, I will say Southgate did a brilliant job in this tournament. He needed his team to play a bit more attacking football, or rather, uh, need to take a bit more risk. That's what they lacked at the end of the day. They didn't took the risk even after equalizing. You see, that team. You see, they were going back even after getting that one goal. That's what went wrong for England, and Southgate did right just uh, by just going with his going out from this team. And now it's, I think, the time for England to get someone who can give you that tactical edge once again. But will English FA go for someone like that who can make those bold changes? The issue that's the issue for them.
Just on Spain's
Yeah, sure,
part,
sure.
especially De La Fuente's part, he stuck with Cucurella, which was for me that was a major surprise. Knowing that he had someone like Alex Grimaldo, who's had a brilliant season in Germany with his club. So I, for anything, did not expect Cucurella to start. Kukurea probably wouldn't have made it uh, ju- uh, just relying on what on how his season went with Chelsea. He was very. I don't want to use the word pathetic here, but he was very below par. I mean, he wasn't even. I mean, I remember Chilwell was injured, and despite Kukurea being the left back, there were games where Pochettino didn't start him, and whenever he's played the games for Chelsea, he was very under par. So props to De La Fuente for trusting him, and props to him for such a lovely performance. I still believe if opposition went and targeted the left Kukurea, they could have got an edge in a game or two. But uh, I've only watched two or three Spain games, and I didn't see much of wingers attacking Kukurea from the left, and they were just trying from attacking Carvajal from the right. So that was one thing I believe that they could have targeted him with Cole Palmer in final and playing Saka maybe a false nine or a number 10. So I think that was an this thing, but full props to him. Say your thoughts on the final.
ओ प्रसाद, कुछ बोलो बेटा.
जी भैया जी, क्या हाल है? How are you? Okay, nothing. See, I always wanted Spain to win. आपको तो गलत रहेगा जोशी जी, but it was always Spain's way. I mean, I don't know why. I won't say it's about Real Madrid. It's about Barcelona, but This team was different. It was different from the, other past recent years what Spain we have been seeing or watching play. This team was different. They are not playing thousands of passes. They were not going up front ki bhai, okay, we will do tiki taka, tiki taka. They were attacking from the beginning of this tournament. And that's what I like. Just like you said, the point of Kukurea, I was also skeptical about him at the beginning of the tournament. Okay, how is he starting? But then as the tournament progressed, he showed up, boss. He showed his guts. I'm not gonna deny. And same with Danny Olmo. Everyone was saying, okay, he's aged. Alvaro Morata. Okay, Alvaro Morata is one player who doesn't get the limelight, who doesn't get, so-called media attention. He had his things in the past. Obviously, with Atletico Madrid, we have seen what he is capable of doing and what he is not, right? But when it comes to the national team, the way he organizes, the way he puts up the young players up front, the way he manages and calms down everyone, he's that kind of a figure everyone respects in the national team, decorum. So I really like him. And this team, this Spain team, was totally about bonding. And they had that great determination about it. Ki bhai, it's enough. 12 years we have waited. It's our cup. It's our cup. We're gonna win it. No matter who's playing, no matter who's not playing. Yamal, bhai, what a talent. What a talent. The way he's running. And see, running on the flanks, everyone can do that. We have seen it. At that age, everyone can do that. But having the mindset of doing the perfect things at the perfect time, when to cross, when to slow it down, when to find your players, operating from the right, many a times he has put in the crosses, many a times he has cut it in, and found the players. The way he found Nico Williams on the left, I still remember, that was terrific for a player who's just 16 years of mind, I mean, sorry, 16 years of age. That mentality is something surreal. So लंबे रेस का घोड़ा है भाई, लंबे रेस का घोड़ा है. And I'm really happy कि players like them are coming up from the Spain setup. Or okay, Shaib bhai will take credit of Barcelona academy, but ठीक है, no matter what, for the long run of Spanish football, these players are necessary. You see Nico Williams, bhai sahab, he's terrific, bhai. He's terrific. I'm a big fan right now of him. You know, his brother might be playing for some other nation. Uh, things aside, but yeah, those two on the left, on the right, they are the future generation, and the future looks good. The future of Spanish football looks really, really solid. And yeah, the old war horses, you see, Alvaro Morata, Danny Olmo also, whenever he got the chance, oh, the goal, bhai sahab. I have watched it like, I don't know, 3, 4 times, maybe more than that. But yeah, that finish was terrific. And Yamal ka left footer wala to bhai, chori to. That was class. So all in all, I'm really happy that I can get the vibes of that 2008, 2010 wala jo Spain tha. You know, the combination, the brotherhood. Okay, bhai, we'll fight with each other. Sorry, we will fight for each other. Obviously, that is visible. It might be too early to say it, but yes, the bonding, everything looks solid. Carvajal, again, the old warriors. We can't just get away from that guy. He in this season he has played the finals. Every final he is playing, he is giving it everything. The tackles, oh my god! And Danny Olmo, what a save that was by the last minute header. Bhai, that was the icing on the cake. I mean, if he would have not been there, it was khatam. It was done for Spain. It, that time, that mentality, that pressure. How did he manage? Bhai? It was magical. It was magical to witness those moments. So yeah, being a Spain supporter, it was really good. And touch wood, this year is this year is something special for all the fans. I mean, Barcelona ko hata do, but for everyone, it is something special. This 2024 is something special. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just one point I would like to add about Spain. Just I'll keep it very short. We are talking about Barcelona and Barca's La Masia giving us players, Real Madrid veterans coming up. But we don't often talk about the Basque clubs. Like we mostly ignore them in the bigger Spanish football debate. But in this Spanish side, I think they have played a huge role. Like in the final when Rodri was out in the injury, I was like, what's that? That's our best midfielder, and we are getting Ballon d'Or shouts for him on social media. So him going out in halftime, I was like, oh my god. Then we have Mikel Oyarzabal coming in. I was like, kya karega? And even many British commentators like who don't watch anything out of the Premier League, they were like, it's done. England are gonna boss this. But the way Oyarzabal stepped up, he was more aggressive with the ball. Like when Rodri likes to drop back, but I was noticing Spain was attacking more right after Rodri went out. So I was like, wow, that's a great change. In fact, it might be the change we needed. So and Nico Williams, Siddharth has added a lot about him. Like he, he he's young. He comes from a very dark family past, and he's also one of the guys uh, uh, we are seeing from the Basque region. So, and also to add Mikel Merino, he scored the winning goal against Germany. So these Basque clubs, Bilbao, Sociedad, they have played a big role in the Spanish setup. So no matter how much we talk about the Barca development and the Madrid mentality and Atletico Madrid's physicality, these two clubs, the Basque region, we cannot ever exclude them. So I'm very glad that this facet of Spanish football is coming up. So I'm very really glad. And about Danny Olmo, like when Pedri was out after Toni Kroos's tackle on him, I was like, well, Pedri is gone. Who is going to come to the midfield? And again, we have Danny Olmo coming in, and unlike Pedri, Danny Olmo likes to be attacking. He likes to shoot. He likes to find those spaces in the box. He has fantastic off the ball, positioning. He knows when the ball will come in. So Danny Olmo has been the revelation. Like he always does well. Like in the last Euros as well, I saw him scoring goals, but he never was in the spotlight. He was never in the center of Spanish setup. But this Euros, it has defined it can be defined as Danny Olmo's moment, and I'm sure stakes will be high in the market. He might get fantastic offers. So I'm very happy for Dani Olmo. He always has been crucial, but never got his own credit. So fantastic. Very happy for Spain, and I think the future does look good. Coming to the other continental tournament, I
Just
think
one. Just Danny
yeah,
Olmo,
please.
Danny Olmo. So I'll tell you about Danny Olmo. Danny Olmo is in City's radar. He's probably touted as KDB's replacement because KDB is possibly moving to Middle East, according to reports in England. We don't know how true those reports are. Maybe not, if not this season, he'll surely move next season to Saudi, but he's on Man City's radar, and whoever Man City wants, Man City gets. We can move to Copa America now.
Yeah, Shomik, stage is yours.
Uh, Look, before Copa, I just want to add one sentence on Kukureya and why I think Rudvich told us like he was underwhelming in Chelsea. Uh, I can tell you one thing: Kukureya has played his best football under De La Fuente, and that is the only guy who has actually used him at his best possible position from the age group teams of Spain to the senior team. Like Siddharth, I was also skeptical why he is using Kukureya when you have someone like Grimaldo, right? Uh, but Kukureya gives you that option by inverting and also making those overlapping runs. Uh, that's how Spain created that overload in the left when they had the ball. Uh, and only once I saw a team trying to pick them back. That was when Germany played Sane as a right winger. It was a pretty brilliant move from Nagelsmann, but it didn't went their way. It didn't go their way. That's another story. Kukureya negotiated him. So props to him and De La Fuente. Now I think we can move to Copa America, another continental tournament, and another place where I and Sayok probably one. So, and Siddharth and Rudvij will not like that, but it is what it is. Now, at first, I think let's speak about Argentina itself. The 16th time Copa America champions. They defended their crown and in some style. Argentina just conceded one goal in the whole tournament. Uh, Played against I think Colombia in the final, Canada in the semis, then Ecuador in the quarters, and they went out. They topped a decent group of Canada, and I think they also had Venezuela, right? So what Argentina did in this Copa, Scaloni's boys once again showed us that they are the master of adaptations. They can adapt to any possible position at any tournament. If World Cup was the place where Argentina played some graceful football, dominated every team with creating bundle of chances, Messi was probably at his best possible condition and was playing his best football, creating chances for his teammates, scoring goals when his team needed him. uh, Defensively, Argentina looked a bit vulnerable in the World Cup, but their forwards and midfielders bailed them out. And when their defense uh, needed to step up, they did. And Emi Martinez also played a big role in World Cup. Now coming to the Copa America, this was a place Caloni knew. Players are coming from long seasons where they have played a lot of matches. Many of them had a bit of niggles, and might not be at their best possible conditions. Uh, you saw Messi was not at his best. He couldn't contribute as much as I or any Argentine fan would have liked, or you can say even he would have liked. But in spite of that, this Argentine team showed great grit, composure, and determination to just not concede a goal. If this so through this Copa, we have seen one thing: if Argentina scores, they win. They just do not concede. The defensive pairing of Lisandro Martinez and Cuti Romero was excellent throughout the tournament. uh, they were blocking everything.
Lisandro Goat
And
Martinez.
yeah, man, you know now why Pep Guardiola told that he is one of the top five center backs. And people were like, he is joking, he is like that's kind of a sarcasm, but now you know what he can do. Romero, I think Lionel Messi was asked who is the best defender in the world right now. He didn't think much to tell who it is, and he just said it's Cuti Romero, man. Apart from that, players like Enzo Fernandez, McAllister. Enzo was coming from a hernia operation. He was not at his level best, but he still did. He still got better as the tournament progressed. Uh, and McAllister once again showed how brilliant he can be even in defensive transitions. In the World Cup, he was playing more closer to the goal, where he could create the chances and he could help Lionel Messi by combining with him or drawing some attention toward him, making him free or Alvarez free. But this time he was playing a bit in a deeper role behind Rodrigo De Paul, and Enzo was given more freedom in the earlier part of the matches. Later, McAllister was once again given more freedom. Uh, De Paul, man, what a tournament he had! I mean, when it went over 90 minutes, it looked like he became even more fit. He had more energy than those players who was coming fresh into the game. In the final, he was making those beautiful underlapping runs. He was winning every second balls. uh, mad game from him. I mean, what can I say? And Di Maria just once again proved why he is called the big match player. After Messi, he was keeping the constant threat from the wings. Lautaro then was brought in the final minutes. That was another brilliant change from Scaloni. If you see, Lautaro Martinez works better if he has two proper wingers behind him. And Alvarez, on the other hand, is more fluid. Even if you pair him up with another striker or with a second striker with a number 10. So if we just go on form, Lautaro should have started the final, right? He scored 4 goals before that already. But Scaloni went with Alvarez because he knew Messi is going to start. So Messi and Alvarez is a better choice. Just when Messi got injured, Scaloni could have brought on Lautaro and pair him up with Alvarez, but he went with Nico, and made sure that Colombia's threat from the wings gets nullified. Nico's work rate is massive. So when extra time came, he could bring a fresh Lautaro in with options like Paredes and Lo Celso. Lo Celso, man, what a brilliant pass that was from him to make uh, Lautaro through on goal. And Lautaro just made sure Argentina wins the cup. Now, apart from, I think you guys would like to add on Argentina, but apart from them, I think two other teams played brilliant football and probably better than Argentina if you just compare the gameplays. That's Colombia and Uruguay. Both were playing some mad attacking football. Again, coached by two Argentines. So this is a thing. This is a thing I have seen interesting, that in all the four groups, four Argentine coaches came at top. Uh, in the semifinals, there are three Argentine coaches. This is an area that Argentina has done really well in the recent past, and that's why they are more close to the European teams tactically than Brazil or any other South American nation at this point. Now I guess Ludwig or Sayak might tell us a bit more
Uh,
about it.
let's go to Siddharth first, since he supports Brazil. So, Brazil has been quite underwhelming in the last few years. So, in the World Cup as well, they look quite disappointing. And this time, Ronaldinho posted on social media saying, "This team is finished. I won't watch any game." And he was right. I watched only one Brazil game. That was the quarter final, and they were really bad, man. Barely they could create any chances. There was no cohesion. The players were not communicating. There was a lot of solo efforts, but as a unit, they looked really poor. So with the World Cup, just two
Yeah.
years, 2 years to go, and they have the players though. They have the stars. All of them are playing in big European clubs. What's going wrong, man? What's going wrong?
Are that's what. See, when you wear the national clubs, not national clubs, sorry, national team's jersey, you need to look past some tactical aspects of the game. You play for the flag. Sadly, I don't know. I should say it as a Brazil fan or not. I don't see anyone wearing that thing with the glory of the past Brazilian sides we have seen. We have grown up watching. We have seen Kaká, we have seen Robinho, we have seen. I can name and name and name. When they used to wear the Brazil jersey, opponents used to fear, okay, fine. Even if they were 1 goal down, 2 goal down, Brazil's jersey would play for themselves. Okay? I mean, they would fear them. But sadly, I don't know. You can call it okay. Just give the benefit of the doubt. This is a transition phase. Okay, it might take some time. We have Vinny, we have Rodrigo, but I think they are not gelling up together in a manner they should. Uh, Again, I mean, you see the example of Spain, right? Spanish football is known for all those aspects. Ki fine, Real Madrid is there, Barcelona is there. We'll combine and we'll put in some players from the Basque, as Shark was telling, right? Brazil filled with superstars, so much of raw talent, but they are not gelling up together. I think it's high time the coach, everyone in the association should think about it. We are making the big, signings, and we are giving players, we are making big names, so-called big names in the European football market. But what about the national team? I think high time they should give them some camp, organize themselves, make themselves up. I don't know, I don't want to comment about the so-called dressing room thing, what is happening, what is not. There have been some news as of the ego clashes and whatnot. I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm a Brazil fan, so I'm gonna stay away from the controversial side of it. But yes, given 2 years World Cup, I don't think. I mean, I'm not. I'm disheartened. I'm disheartened to say the least. But again, congratulations to Argentina. That's the difference I'm talking about. When Argentina plays, every player gives everything for a person. Lionel Messi, right? That's how a national team should play. Not about football. It's about any team sport. Hannah, you should play for that flag with all your heart, all your jan. Sadly, I don't see that in Brazil national team right now. It used to be. It used to be even 4 years back, 6 years back, let's say. But this transition and everything, players having big names, I don't know, maybe some ego clashes, maybe not. But they are not gelling up together. Only solution which I can give as a fan is like make them sit together, give them some so-called camps, which Igor Stimac, our legend, has told for the Indian football aspect of it. I think they need it. I think they need to gel up well, because this team, like if you have a player like Vinny, if you have a player like Rodrigo, Hendrik, but what are you doing, man? I mean, this is not done. Even in fact, I was so jittered. I also didn't followed up much games of Brazil. I was like, क्या करूँ यार? नहीं, मन नहीं है. फालतू मेरा नींद ही खराब होगा. सुबह ऑफिस रहता है, क्या करूँ? नहीं देखना, बंद कर दो. So I mean, this is what Brazil used to be and what Brazil has become in this transition years. But yes, again, kudos to Argentina. It's very good. It's very good that from the aspect of South American football, because sometimes we have seen the recent past that South American football was on the bullying side of it, that okay, fine, European countries has gone through tactical master classes and they have gone too far ahead. South American football is dead. Then English media pundits, so-called English media pundits, they used to banter that South American football is dead. But yeah, Argentina has given them a good reply, and I'm happy about it. We have seen in that World Cup, again, rigged, not rigged. I'm not gonna comment, but yes, this tournament also they got good. I mean, tiny, teeny, tiny 1-0, 2-0. ठीक है, चलता है. They wanted the results, they got it. No matter what, you keep clean sheets, you win matches. Defense solid रखो, match जीतो, tournament जीतो. Argentina did that. Congratulations to them. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not a cricket channel, okay, but I want to say something. Whenever any cricket World Cup happens, I see Bangladeshi fans, cry on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Rigged hai, India has purchased ICC, and that this rigged debate on social media reminds me of the same temperament. सब कुछ ही rigged है. India has purchased ICC, Argentina has purchased FIFA. No substance though, but लिखना है तो लिखना है. So
Rigged up.
this entire this entire narrative reminds me of that. Anyways, let's not go down that road. Just one observation though, Argentina, like I've always seen Messi being the centerpiece of any Argentina side in my life. Like I'm watching them for like 10 to 12 years only. This time, though, as Shomik rightfully added, Messi was not at his best. He was having fitness issues. His quality seemed to have dropped as well, to a decent amount. And after he was subbed off, he could sense that he is not gonna contribute as much as he would like to. And he was in tears. We all saw that. It was sad. And I was of the impression that this final might not happen as I would like to be, because Colombia was bossing it. Colombia was really aggressive. They were really attacking. They hit the post 2 times. They were attacking. They got many chances. I was like, they can score any time, man. And this team looks toothless. But kudos to the Argentina team. They stepped up. The three substitutions at the end that really changed the game. So I really loved how Argentina did not depend much on Messi. They performed as a unit, which is really needed because Messi will not mostly play the next World Cup. So Argentina needs a renewed side where they are ready for the future without Messi, and I think they are going towards that direction. So I think that is that for I think Copa America and Euros. Shijon, do you want to add something, or as we go into transfer itself?
Well, the best thing I liked was when we saw that entire span of Argentina not losing, I don't know how many games, what was it, 41, 42 games unbeaten. During that entire span of 2, 3 years, Giovanni Lo Celso was a very integral member of the squad. Sadly, before the World Cup, he was ruled out due to injury. And you could see the players carrying his jersey and stuff to the World Cup in remembrance and stuff, which is really good team bonding. And I'm happy that he's come back to the squad, and he's made the position, he's impacted this team. A lot of people were questioning after injury, a player coming in, will he be able to impact the team and get things done? Well, it's out there for everyone to see right now. With Messi, without Messi, with Messi, what is the thing is like. So I don't know how many of you guys played the earlier FIFA editions of 2004, 5, 6. So when you play those editions back, to FIFA 2004, FIFA 2005, FIFA 2006, 7, the commentator always says if you have to paint a pantomiming villain in football, it would be an Argentinian and it would be a defender. Well, that was how football was back then. You had the Argentinians going full blood in. What Messi has done is he's turned like that picture sort of paints a story of a gangster, like gangsters roaming around, mobsters and stuff. What Messi has done is bring all those mobsters together, and he's the mob boss. They literally boss the field. They literally boss the field. They give everything. You know, Come on, Rodrigo De Paul is not the best technically gifted midfielder in the world, but you put him aside Messi, and he's gonna do shit that you don't even think he's possible of doing. Same goes for the others. Obviously, I won't take names of teams. Yes, the certain challengers or eternal rivals of Argentina, a certain team from Spain, a certain team from South America, they're into transition, which Argentina will face currently, with Angel Di Maria and Lionel Messi looking to step aside. But they have options sorted, and they have that mentality intact. If they can anyhow, you know, get Messi and Di Maria to be associated with the team backroom like the way Aguero was during the World Cup, this mobster mentality is not going anywhere. They've built it. Kudos to Lionel Scaloni. He's a brilliant man manager. People don't take him as a very good manager. He's a brilliant man manager. He knows how to manage resources. He knows how to handle players. He reads games very well. He knows what changes to make. And thirdly, he respects the players' decisions and needs. When they have a brotherhood thing going on, he tries to collaborate and bring in those people into the side to give the players that freedom that they want, that happiness that they want off the pitch, which is really very good for football. So in that way, yes, difficult to say what will happen in the 2026 World Cup, but these next 2 years for Argentina are very crucial, and I think they'll get the puzzle sorted. The only thing I want is I want Lionel Scaloni and his backroom staff of Pablo Aymar. You have Walter Samuel, everyone continuing with this side. I don't want them leaving. That okay, we've achieved the three-peat, we've done with football. A lot of managers will be tempted, given that you go out as an hero rather to see yourself live long to be the villain. No problem, but I would want Scaloni to take that daring step and stay with the Argentine side. He'll get things sorted. Even without Messi, this team will get the things sorted, I feel.
Fantastic, fantastic. Lots of discussion on Copa American Euros. Thank you, Shomi, Srijan, Siddharth, and Rutvij. I think we can go back to our country now. I think a lot has happened in the transfer market of Indian football, and lots of fiascos as well. So Rutvich has been quiet for a long time. So I think he wants to say a lot on transfers, and we have Srijan also. They both do have some decent sources. And yeah, the stage is yours, Rutvich and Srijan. Let's start with the big one. Let's start about Jixon Singh. Srijan, what's happening with Jixon? Why the delay?
Well, as far as I'm to believe, uh, there was no particular set amount given in Jackson's transfer clause that you have to pay this much amount of players amount of money to get Jackson. So I think that negotiation took time between East Bengal and Kerala Blasters, getting to that exact figure, which is more or less uh, equivalent to what we see in our screens right now, more or less. So that took time. Also, a certain club tried to mingle and derail stuff regarding Jackson. But in the end, I'm happy the way East Bengal club has moved forward. And if things go all right, then within the next 48 hours, I think Jackson will sign the dotted papers. So at the moment, I think East Bengal have the transfer fee to be transferred, which I don't know. Maybe they transfer today itself, or maybe it would be the transaction would go through tomorrow morning itself, and then the signing is left. So all in all, yeah, Jackson looks to be a East Bengal player as things stand. It's a very good addition because we all know East Bengal were heavily in the market for an CDM. We were heavily in the market for an CDM with Apia joining our rivals. Jackson was the next option, and yes, the club did go all out for Jackson. It's a good move, and now things are taking shape. Sort of, I feel like the stability is there for the team to follow through. But as it happens, he's still not signed the dotted lines completely. Let's wait for a few more, I would say, hours. Yes, but yeah, as things stands, Jackson is coming to Kolkata. Leslie Claudius Soreni is coming there.
Rutvich,
Yeah, more or less on same lines what Sirijon said. I mean, uh, they wanted Jackson for a long, long time. I mean, no, not only East Bengal was not the only side that were interested in him. Uh, there was an attempt of coup by the Kolkata side as well. But if you look at it, Mumbai was there uh, in the fight as well, but they knew that East Bengal are in the market and they have a bigger purse than Mumbai. So it was what my understanding serves me was East Bengal had the purse and got they got him. That my understanding what few people I've spoke to have said it that Mumbai were initially interested but then they were pulled out knowing that the sort of amount that East Bengal can pay, there was no competition apart from the Mohan Bagan side. So, all in all, a very good signing for East Bengal. I think now the lineup looks set. I mean, they have one foreigner left. Well, the name isn't out yet in the market. There are speculations that I'm hearing, but no, I mean nothing that we could just say it, and we there are no proper source regarding any names at the moment. And if there are any, we'd probably let you guys know. But nothing on the EP sixth foreigner as of now. We if everyone permits, then we will move to. I mean, teams from Bangalore. Every other big club, when you look at it, the Bengaluru FC, you have Odisha FC. Odisha FC today, Sergio Lovera has signed a 2-year contract, which which makes him the highest paid manager in Indian football for the next 2 years. So he's out of the national team reckoning as well. And Odisha probably has done a very good, a decent job, to be honest. Although you could tell that all the foreigners are 32 plus, but again, they had a set core. They got Hugo Bomu in. So all in all, they also did well. Uh, Moving to my favorite Punjab FC. Punjab FC I mean, they've analyzed the foreigners that they are signing. Most The two foreigners that they have already reached an agreement with is Filip Mirzek, the Croatian midfielder who was the captain of the Croatian League side, first division side. Last year he played around 26 games for the club. He has experience playing in Europa League as well. So that is done. They've re-signed Luka Madsen again. The third signing is Kiran Limbu. Probably Kiran Limbu, they've not released it, so possibly he's signing another contract. I know Sirijon is laughing, and I'm also laughing at them, knowing that they have signed a young keeper from Real Kashmir. They have another goalkeeper in Ravi Kumar. So it makes zero sense to have Kiran Limbu in their squad unless and until there are, I mean, uh, things move very fast. I don't see Kiran Limbu leaving the club. So that is about it.
I have
Punjab Motor.
I have a question. Is Kiran Limbu still a Nepali citizen or he has become an Indian citizen and with residence in Punjab
Uh,
itself?
Probably
He's still a Nepali citizen. He has no thoughts of becoming an Indian citizen.
He can take a Punjab का कुछ land वगैरह जमीन खरीद लो यार अमृतसर
Man,
में.
That's different. That's different. But footballing wise, he's still a Nepali player.
look, I think I have spoken with a few Punjabi people. They were like every ISL team have Punjabi keepers. Every I League team have or most other I League teams have one Punjabi keeper. Why our team can't have a Punjabi keeper? Uh, no disrespect to Kiran, no disrespect to Kiran. I think if he is on a ISL team, he has done something good. Otherwise, a team like Punjab, who has done good signings in the last couple of years, wouldn't have kept him. So let's just hope if he is there, we might see why he is there.
The thing with
Maybe
Kiran is, I've seen him for a long time. Let's be honest, like he's one of the best keepers in this region. Southeast Asia, the moment you include India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and Maldives, He is one of the better keepers here. There is no doubt about it. The problem that our mentality and our thought process has is that we can play only four foreigners. So you're eating up a very vital place with a player which maybe will give you similar returns with players that are present in India. So that is the question that arises. And Punjab, had they not played Kiran initially in the ISL last season and played upfront with four foreigners, a defender, one midfielder, and two strikers, or two midfielders, one striker, however Strike wanted. But he was forced to play Kiran as a goalkeeper. Results would have been very different. They could have made the playoffs. So that way, we need to analyze, like, are they just making up the slots for having a Asian player, which ISL doesn't mandate right now in this season, or is it money, or are they genuinely interested in Kiran as a footballer?
I have a thing to add. I asked similar question to Psychos when I interviewed him last time. I asked him, why did you stick with Kiran Limbu, knowing that you only had four players to play? Why did you stick with Kiran Limbu? Why did you stick with 34-year-old Luka Matsen and another foreigner who's played for you? I forgot his name, Juan Mera. He said, Rutvich, uh, when you see players in I League, Kiran Limbu was the best goalkeeper, and he's not wrong. Juan Mera was the best midfielder, and Luka Matsen scored 16 goals that season. So they had to reward him because they were the ones who brought the club uh, a tier ahead in Indian football. They were the ones who brought Punjab FC to the ISL, and it was, I mean, it was only right to give them chance to play in the ISL at least for a season, and then you can just have uh, in the second season you can have uh, your own team, and then you can analyze it. But But that being said, Punjab FC, what I've seen and what I know from inside sources, was during the initial periods. We'll move to the MBSC part a bit later. Uh, the defense was so inexperienced that there was no communication between the defense and the goalkeeper. And if you see Punjab FC, the first 8 games before the break, before the Asian Cup games, apart from the first Mohan Bagan game where they lost 5-2, 5-3, all the games that they have lost were due to individual mistakes, and individual mistakes was due to the inexperience they had. When you look their gameplay, when you analyze every game of theirs, because I was the one who was covering them, I was given Punjab FC team to cover by Khelna, and I was just covering them. And what people may suggest by looking at the points table, they were not that bad. Honestly, they were not that bad. It was just that individual mistakes were costing them. Uh, sometimes it was the goalkeeper, sometimes it was the defense, sometimes they gave away cheap penalties. So if they had, I mean, inexperienced players, they could have, as Siri John said, they could have gone on to qualify for the playoffs. And the second reason why Kiran Limbu was playing was Wilmar Gill was injured until January. He was injured for the first 6 months. So there were only five foreigners available with them, and Juan Mera also was getting injured initially. So and with inexperience of Ravi, which we saw in games that took place. So Stikos had to play Kiran Limbu out of experience because Ravi had zero experience. Even in the I League, he didn't play as many games as he did in ISL. So probably Stikos was unlucky in that regard. But this season they've they've gone on with bettering their squad, and I hope they at least reach the playoffs. So then you can move to MBSG Anwar Ali Anwar Gate story, and we will have series on and Saumik discussing the legal aspect of the deal. Floor is yours, guys. You can just
Yeah,
go ahead. What would you like to say?
before Anwar, I would like to ask Shomik what he thinks about how the entire Mohun Bagan team is setting up, because we have seen 2 to 3 new foreigners coming in. Apuya, you have landed Apuya from Mumbai City, and you also have a Asian Champions League two to play in. So just just walk us through all the departures, arrivals, and what do you think the team will be, and how do you expect them to perform the next season?
Look, first of all, Mohun Bagan will play a lot of games in the season. ACL 2, they will have to defend their shield. Uh, they are a contender. They are a contender for playoff spot also, and they will also play in Durand and Super Cup. So that's a lot of games. And now coming back to how the team has been set up. So first, let's start with the managerial structure. Antonio Lopez Habas, as we all thought, it was his last dance with the club, and he left with grace, giving Mohun Bagan their first ISL shield. And next, who Mohun Bagan bought? It's Jose Molina, someone who knows Indian football, how it works, and someone who you can also say was a part of Spain's recent success. He was the technical director of the Spanish team for a good part of it. Uh, if you see Spain's assistant coach Pablo Amo's statement, he said recently that Mohun Bagan are in pretty good hands right now. He dedicated his Euro Cup victory to Molina. Now Molina is a fluid coach, right? He will play according to the players he has. That's what he said when he was asked regarding his gameplay and structure. Uh, Now, looking at how Mohun Bagan has set up their team, there are a lot of questions still regarding a few key positions. First of all, let's speak about the arrivals. They have brought in Apuya. I think that's a huge arrival for any club. He currently starts for any ISL club. That also to do that, when East Bengal was also in the fray, they also offered him a good amount of money, but Mohun Bagan lured him somehow, and got his services. Now, if you look at the last season, Juan Ferrando struggled because his team had no one to control the game. His team did not have a single tempo controller. He had a Hugo Bumu, but Bumu is probably not the right person to control a game. He will create those chances and thrive on chaos. That he can do, and he can be very dangerous on doing that. But when Habas came, even someone like Habas, who doesn't want that much control in a game, opted for Yanni Kauko, and opted for a little bit of control in the midfield. In the later part of the season, we saw Kauko was fatigued, and there was no proper replacement for him in the squad. That's what happened in ISL final, where Mohun Bagan was outplayed. They had no control in the midfield. Now from the start, Mohun Bagan management wanted someone who can control the game. Apuya is probably the best Indian midfielder from that aspect. He is an expert in controlling the tempo, giving you giving you giving you some creative outlets. And also on the other hand, he gives you option to play him either as a 6 or also as a 8, depending on other players whom you have right now. Now, apart from Apuya, Mohan Bagan are in a pretty good place to sign Jamie McLaren, the Australian legend who is coming from A League. Now, this isn't done yet, but as we all know, everyone expects him to join the club really soon. So to make way for him, Mohan Bagan had to offload one of their foreigners. So they put Armando Sadiku on the market, and Sadiku was pursued by a lot of ISL teams like Punjab, Kerala, but finally he has decided to join FC Goa as per the recent TOI report. Uh, Best of luck to Armando Sadiku. He played a crucial part in the last season also, and he will thrive under Manolo. Now, for the sixth foreigner spot, if you ask me who I would have liked, I personally would have liked the player who could pair up with Apuya in the base of the midfield and can play that 6 or 8 role, giving Thapa or Sahal some freedom to move forward. That would have been an ideal choice, but as per the latest discussions, Greg Stewart is the person who Mohan Bagan is pursuing right now. Now, Greg Stewart will surely add a lot of quality to this Mohan Bagan team, which already have a pretty good quality in the upfront. But the question will be if he can drop down in the midfield and help them to progress the ball. If he or Dimi Petratos, one of them, have to do it, and if they can do it, then Mohan Bagan will be in a pretty good position to retain their shield. If not, then God knows what will happen. But the biggest questions for Mohan Bagan has been how the defense looks in the upcoming in the upcoming season. First of all, they released two of their foreign center backs who did, I think, decent. Both of them did decent in the shield and also in other tournaments. Um, they brought Tom Aldred from Australia. Look, he's a profile that gives you energy. That he's someone who is aggressive, wins aerial duels. A profile that a lot of I have seen a lot of Indian football fans like. Now there has been questions regarding if he is the kind of foreigner that Mohan Bagan will go after. But I think he will do decent. Apart from him, they have also signed Alberto. Uh, he has played in La Liga too, and coming from the Indonesian league, winning that, and he is someone who will help you progressing the ball from the back. But the biggest question relies if Anwar Ali will continue with Mohan Bagan or not. That's the biggest questions right now. There are a lot of issues that needs to be resolved. I think PSU will have to look at a lot of things before coming into their decisions.
Yeah, yeah.
First of all,
Show me. I'll just cut you off for a while. Before going on our topic, Siddharth has something to say about Mumbai City in particular, since they have given Apuya to you. So I think they need some. They do the discussion about the midfield. So Prasad, you have something to say. Please share it with us.
Yeah, so my point is pretty simple, right? We have all seen Mumbai City FC and Mohan Bagan Super Giants Big D being the top two market players of Indian football. Now, if you see for MCFC, what are they left with after Apoya has left for the sole position of CDM, an Indian CDM I'm talking about? Isn't it look empty I mean, you do have Jayesh Rani, you do have Brandon Fernandez, but a player who literally controlled the midfield and the organizational play of Mumbai City FC last season and last season. And now that place seems to be very empty. So I'm not sure is Mumbai City FC's game plan or technical aspect is on the right place or not. I mean, it's a big question mark from my end. Being such a big player and being associated with the City football group, so much of oil money, you say whatever. I mean, where is the think tank? I mean, I literally have zero idea, and I think people obviously MCFC doesn't have so much of fans, quote unquote, but yeah, I mean, people should ask the management like what are they thinking about? Best players leaving the club just for the sake of money, doing ruckus in the transfer market, and then in modern football, what we have witnessed is CDM is the most important position out there right now. The person who stands there controls the game literally. You have seen it with Casimiro, you have seen it with other players, right? Now, Apuya used to do the same with them. They have let him go, and that place really seems empty to me. I mean, if you ask me, last year, before the last year, it was always between MCFC and MBSG. But sadly, this year, I don't see MCFC standing up to that position to counter MBSG right now. I mean, it's all one way traffic. We all see, and from Anwar again, I'm not gonna go into it. Every player is taking the route of MBSG, and it's like they are becoming PSG of Indian football, quote unquote. But yeah, it's actually saddening because you have such so much of money, you have so much of so-called group, you have so many clubs across the continent, and still you are letting your best players go away and not finding correct replacement. I mean, it's a matter of concern for Indian football as well, because you can't let one club rule the transfer market. It's not beneficial in the long term. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, before going to Anwar Gate, I will just have my thoughts about East Bengal as well. East Bengal, as well discussed, Jixon Singh should happen unless and until something goes horribly wrong. Jixon Singh is joining East Bengal. So I think it's a great signing for East Bengal because we have been chasing Apoya for a while, and due to some transfer market jitteries, we did not get him because of some technicalities. It's okay, I understand, but great job to the club for getting a stadium because in the last few years in the I League, in the ISL, this Indian stadium position we have really struggled with. We barely have any creators in the midfield, Indian creators, which kind of paralyzes us because can't you can obviously play a foreigner, but it's a it paralyzes you for the rest of the season because you need to have an in an option. I'm really glad to have finally have a quality Indian midfielder in the middle. You obviously have Madid Tatal up front. So the midfield and striking lineup is pretty much settled for East Bengal. Diamond Tackles should do well, and Clayton Silva is there to add his experience, and he loves to work hard and everything. So he's a player I really like. He's old though, but I think as a player who has done really well, like he was the main man behind our Super Cup win. He was the one who won that ball, which put the third goal into the back of the net. So he likes to work hard, and I love players who work really hard. So I think that's a great extension there. But I think East Bengal's only problem, if we do get Anwar Ali after the entire fiasco is solved, that will be great. Regardless of Anwar Ali, I think we do have some issues at the wing backs, in the full backs. I think players like Nishu Kumar, he's great with the ball going up front, but I don't see him really had the composure to defend against players who are really fast. And Indian football really has been more about being played like India, the nation where we have lots of wingers coming up, lots of Indian wingers. We obviously have the foreign wingers. So I think fullbacks is a crucial. position here, and East Bengal don't have that much depth in those two positions. So I hope I don't think anything can happen in this window, but I think that's two areas where East Bengal will struggle quite decently. We do have Prabhat Lakra coming in, but again, Prabhat Lakra is a player which honestly speaking is a good backup option, but I don't think he's a player deserving of a start in any top ISL side. He's a great player. He's a great defender. He loves to draw back. He was great with Northeast United, but I think he's someone who is not dependable enough throughout the season. So I think East Bengal are pretty much okay. Like midfield striking lineups is all sorts. Centre backs are really great, but I think wing backs are one area where where we might struggle. Rutvik has something to say. So after that, we'll go to the Anwar Fiasco.
Yeah. So two things. Apuya did not move to MBSG due to technicalities. Let me set the record straight. Mohan Bagan gave him money that no team could uh, present him that much amount. But then East Bengal were very late to realize that their bid was lower than what MBSC's bid was, or not up to the expectations of uh, uh, Apuya. So EB did not lose Apuya due to technicalities. They lost due to money. First thing. Second, about the fullback thing, uh, they did. East Bengal did approach Hardik Bhatt. They did approach Hardik Bhatt, but I don't know what happened exactly. But there was an approach for Hardik Bhatt back in January as well, and in in the summer transfer window as well. But probably they went with Pravot Lakra, and Mumbai were happy to have the local kid back, because Hardik was a profile that Mumbai had for a brief period. They wanted Hardik to be made a permanent signing last week itself, but sorry, last season itself. But something did not pan out right, because they had so many right backs Mumbai, so they had no option but to let Hardik complete his contract with Rajasthan United FC. So that was the two things that you talked about: the fullback position and the Apuya saga that the entire saga is. Now we will move to the Anwar gate. So everyone knows what happened. He terminated his contract, and then basically Delhi FC sold it to East Bengal. I would like Sirijon Bhai to just start, and then we can have our own perspective on the saga. I'm sure Shaumik will have his own set of arguments, saying that he was a Mohan Bagan, he was a property of Mohan Bagan, he was a player that was in possession of Mohan Bagan, and they could not at the end, as per law, they shouldn't be allowed to move to East Bengal. So, series on by, let us start with you.
Well, first of all, as for properties of Anwar goes, he is a permanent property of Delhi FC. Let's be very clear about this. Now, before I go into the entire saga, the reason why this entire saga happened is because Mohun Bagan Super Giants signed Anwar on a 5-year loan deal.
4 year, 4 years. Sorry, I'm just correct.
Ah,
It,
4-year
it is
loan
4 year.
deal. 4-year loan deal. And the reason they signed him on a loan deal was to manage their books because, well, let's be obvious, Everyone knows they are in any way breaching the salary cap mark. Anwar's loan move was a way to keep that breach hidden in many ways. So they kept him as a loan move. Now things start getting weird when Anwar and his agents and his advisors in Delhi FC realize that FIFA has passed a new rule which states that a loan move is valid for just 1 year. This is after they have signed the contract. They realize this. So I may be wrong. I'm not claiming that I'm completely correct, but if
I'll
I'm
just
not
add on
wrong,
after this. I'll add on after this. First, you finish it off, and then I'll tell you what Delhi FC came to know. Just finish it off, and I'll update it.
I think since a few months back, they've been Delhi FC and Anwar have been speaking with Mohun Bagan Super Giants regarding a move to make Anwar a permanent player in Mohun Bagan Super Giants, which obviously the MBSG management had reluctance towards, because they were managing their books in a certain way, which taking Anwar, who is, let's face it, one of the better paid players in Indian football. So it would have been a concern for them. So maybe they sort of stalled it and stuff. So when the stalling got a big more, and they even managed to sign Apuya with a very hefty price, something changed within the Delhi FC management and Anwar, which prompted them to contact the eternal rivals East Bengal. And well, we needed someone for a backup as Nunga, because we don't have a backup for Nunga, which is only Gursimrat Gill, Prabsugan's brother. So yes, we jumped the wagon, we got the deal signed, and as things stand, well, our deal clearly mentions that this deal is valid only and only after securing an NOC from Mohun Bagan Super Giants. So until and unless Anwar and his parent club Delhi FC can secure an NOC from Mohun Bagan Super Giants, East Bengal are not in the fray. So the talks of East Bengal getting bans, fines, and everything, it's all illogical, because that hasn't happened yet. We are not in the fray. What we've asked the player is, you get an NOC from your like the Loni club, and we'll sign you, no problem. And that deal has been signed. Now, coming back to the legality of such things, so the highest court in sport is Court of Arbitration of Sports, right, in Geneva, Switzerland. So there is this case of an Argentinian footballer who was with Valencia, and he was loaned to River Plate, and he wanted to continue with River Plate on a permanent transfer, but River Plate didn't want to sign him on a permanent deal. And what Valencia did was, they sold him to Rayo Vallecano without informing River Plate. So River Plate went to CS after obviously the smaller steps to counter this move, that how is this possible? And in the end, what CS actually came about was, since the player is a permanent property of his parent club, they have the final decision of what happens. Now, what is to be decided is, how much are you getting compensated for your loss? So, in the end, it just came out to how much was River Plate going to be paid for the player leaving the club prematurely. Now, in the case of Anwar, what actually is in his favor a lot more is that he is willingly saying that, yes, I want to leave Mohun Bagan Super Giants because for so and so reasons. In that case, the player wanted to play with River Plate. So you see, so if this goes on in the prolonged manner and goes on till the CS or even the FIFA Player Status Committee, it would come down to what Anwar wants. And then, obviously, subsequently, obviously, how much will Mohanbagan Supergiants be paid? On what basis? What are the claims of, how much money do they get to compensate their loss? This is my understanding of the current situation.
I'll just add about what you said about the FIFA clause, right? First thing first, that even if the deal, even if the clause came into existence in India, that had no sort of repercussions in Indian football, because he was signed before the rule was implemented in India. So by that way, MBSC is safe. But second question, we are what people see is, will EB get a transfer ban, or will Anwar get a ban? EB won't get a transfer ban until and unless if the CRS, the player status, shows it that yes, shows it yes, he is now eligible to play, and if all the formalities are finished, that consists the NOC from Mohan Bagan, where he played his last football, and his parent club. Only by that way, unless and until East Bengal play Anwar without the NOC of Mohan Bagan, East Bengal are not getting any sort of transfer ban. That is straight. Now the the PSC thing. There are two aspects to it. First, uh, to see if it is if Anwar can unilaterally terminate the contract with Mohan Bagan, and second, uh, what I mean, sorry, just a moment. Uh, the second part was where they had to uh, confirm that why did he want to leave. If one of them, they say that if they don't get uh, the first part right, then player status committee can just come up with and say that unless and until uh, since it was a property in Mohan Bagan's possession, and it stays with Mohan Bagan. But I don't see it happening because of the same case Siri John Bhai said about the past past were, the the rulings of the CAS are in favor of Anwar, and Delhi FC knows a thing or two about escaping the the laws and finding the nitty gritty of stuff. So, as per my knowledge, as per my understanding of the situation, and speaking to one, I mean, I spoke to not the legal entities, but officials that know something about transfers. They told me unless and until, yes, Sirijan Bhai, you wanted to say something.
Well, as things stand, uh, I don't know even currently, whom AIFF is going to nominate in the PSC. But as history has stood witness in the PSC itself also, and we are just speaking about one point, which is, that Ranjit Bajaj highlighted in his first tweet whatsoever of a few days back, that, due to the recent FIFA ruling, we've decided to terminate the loan contract and stuff. Well, they just needed a reason to terminate the contract. The actual reason is everyone knows, they want a permanent deal to happen with a higher salary happening. This has happened only after Apuya has signed for MBSG. And like, MBSG will face certain like things like this going forward too. there are other players that will start to speak out regarding the salaries being paid. Now what happens is Anwar is a permanent property of Delhi FC, not Mohun Bagan Super Giants. There are other issues too. So Anwar's initial contract with Delhi FC is 2026. Okay, Abhrasanta Sarkar, beware of Usanath Ganguly. Sad to say, Usanath Ganguly is not a member of the PSC at the moment. Maybe tomorrow he could be inducted. But as of today, he's not a member. So coming back to the point, Anwar's initial contract with Delhi FC permanently is till 2026. His loan move to Mohun Bagan Super Giants extends till 2027, and then his additional contract with Delhi FC has this clause that his permanent deal with Delhi FC can be extended for 5 more years, which will extend it till 2031. Now, if I'm aware of the FIFA rules and rulings, additional clauses of further uh, loan or further contract deals can
Contracts.
only be contracts can only be triggered in the last 6 months of your contract period. Okay, that gives a player a fair chance to look about his options too. We are in 2024, right? It's not even 6 months. It's like 48 months. It's like 24 months till 2026. Anwar's initial contract coming to an end with Delhi FC and him triggering his extended period. How can a loan move that extends till 2027 be signed by that club with another club? So there are technicalities regarding that too, which will be discussed, which will be debated by lawyers, well qualified by me and everyone else. But yeah, there are certain things which obviously, people will question. How is this possible? So there are that, and the biggest thing is Anwar now himself, in the emails that we are seeing in social media being very viral, by very many portals and everything, is that Anwar has said he doesn't want to continue his contract with MBSG and wants to terminate his loan contract. And since there is no termination clause in his loan contract, he has approached the AFF Player Status Committee to terminate his contract. In this certain circumstances, I feel, you know his viewpoint and his point of view will also be taken into account.
I'll interrupt Soumik here. The first thing that uh, uh, Delhi FC came to know about the clause was in March or April, as to my understanding. I may completely be wrong, but what I know from my sources is Delhi FC came to know about this clause in March or April, somewhere in between. I don't know the exact date, but somewhere in between. So, and another shady thing that happened with on AIFF's part, no one else's but AIFF part, that they allowed the loan deal to be continued until 2027. That was a big red flag, and whoever does it, I mean, if this goes to FIFA, FIFA and CAS will ask AIFF why was this allowed in the first place. So I don't know how. I mean, Prashnata is saying something it is allowed because A FIFA was specific about international world. That is for the multi-year deal, but his initial contract was until 2026, and the loan deal was until 2027. So ideally, your loan deal cannot exceed your contract. That is the point I'm making. Your initial loan deal can't extend your uh, contract that is there. So I don't I mean, I don't know what is there in this thing. So that is a shady part of the deal. We will now have Mr. Lawyer from Mohan Bagan, the unofficial lawyer of Mohan Bagan, to have his say on the deal. Sir, you can present your case and we can have a discussion on this.
First of all, I am no lawyer. I'm just a law student right now. Uh, I think firstly, I am not going to compare Anwar with the property of anyone at this point. Property is probably not the right term to understand what has happened. Uh, Anwar doesn't come under the definition of property in under any law of India. Properties are governed by numerous laws, like if you call about immovable property, they are governed by uh, transfer of property and a few other acts. The movable properties are governed by other acts. None of them justifies Anwar as a property. So the property thing, you can just call it off. Now coming into the
But
contractual
but but Soumik,
basis,
Soumik, the thing was, if in layman's term, okay, he was, you can say it was a property. We understand that Anwar was was an asset of Delhi FC in possession of Mohan Bagan. They had a contract of 4 years where there was no termination clause. That if efficiently in layman's language makes him the property, as you say, the property of Mohan Bagan, and then you're right in what in your debate in whatever you want, you wish to say, but the truth is Anwar was a property in possession of Mohan Bagan.
now in layman's language, I think you might want to
I
call him a
get you. I
property.
get your
I
point.
I
I
I, I
get
I
your
get
point.
your point. I,
You,
I also get your point, why you are calling him a property. But I'm telling you frankly, if you want to understand the technicalities of the deal, first of all, you will have to take that thing, or right, or rightly, how should I put it? You should have to take that approach, like he is a property aside to understand. Okay, the first thing is Anwar. I am at first keeping that loan deal and the deal until 2026 with DFC behind. Firstly, let's talk about the FIFA rule, the new FIFA rule that has come in 2022. Basically, what FIFA said is, from now on, uh, no club can make loan deals that exceed a year. Now it came into effect in 2022. FIFA gave 3 years of times to every associations to implement these rules. And as we know, rules governs the international transfers, and the domestic associations rules governs the domestic transfers. uh, when the Anwar deal happened, uh, AIFF till then did not implement the rule, and even today, as per my understanding, the rule has not been implemented. I think Rutvich can tell
yeah,
us if it has been implemented or
no,
not.
no, it has not been implemented yet.
Yeah. Now there's now there's another big point in that new rule is, the rule the new rule does not affect any transactions that has already taken place. So it can come tomorrow, or at some time before 2025. That rule is never going to affect Anwar's transfer to Mohan Bagan to any extent. Okay. Now, coming into the termination thing from Anwar, as we have understood, um, Anwar's contract, Anwar's loan contract to Mohan Bagan did not contain any unilateral termination clause. Now, after hearing this, I think there are a lot of questions that if such contract can be valid or not. Rutvich and Sayak and also Srijan Bhai, also I think Siddharth, all of them have seen contracts like this, international big international contracts like this where there is no unilateral transaction clause uh, that can make a player free on his own will. So what the contract says is, to terminate it, both Anwar and Mohan Bagan will have to come at a middle point. Now, Anwar told Mohan Bagan management that I want to terminate this contract. What Mohan Bagan did is they asked Anwar to report on 19th on 19th July to come in practice, to report in practice. And as per my understanding, or as per the news we all have, Anwar has already approached PSC uh, for a verdict on this case. What Mohan Bagan did right is they asked Anwar from the first to to accept the contract he has already signed and report on 19th for practice. If he wouldn't have reported, Mohan Bagan then would have just gone to player status committee uh, and and could bring a disciplinary action against him. Now, PSC will have to take a lot of things in consideration, like if if what Anwar wants. Now, you cannot directly say that if Anwar wants to leave Mohan Bagan, that he can leave. Then, for an example, tomorrow if he moves to East Bengal and then he suddenly says East Bengal that I want to terminate my contract, I want to leave your club, I want to join some other club, something like that. Can he do that? No, that's not such an easy issue. If you do not have a unilateral termination clause, PSC can do a few things. First of all, if they think Anwar's unilateral termination is valid, then I think there will be uh, no further problem for him or his parent club to move ahead with the East Bengal deal. Uh, but in other case, he might just face a ban that can rise up to I think 6 months, and also they might just ask him to get back to his old club. Now, from my point of view, if you ask what Mohan Bagan should do or what Mohan Bagan can do, they are in a tricky position regarding they might win the legal battle, but then what they will do with Anwar Ali? Will they bench him for the season? Can they play him with such a mindset that he currently possesses? Will that affect the harmony of the team? Those are the big questions. So generally, we usually see, yeah, Rutvich, go on.
Yeah. So my point being, as Sirijon said out, that if Mohan Bagan can pay Apuya his length of his contract from MBSG Spurs, he's probably right. Then Anwar only must, or his entourage, or someone from his camp must be thinking, yeah, right. MBSG, if they are paying Apuya this sort of money, they are paying around 1.5 times more to Apuya than they were currently paying to uh, Anwar Ali. So probably that was the reason that they thought that this might happen. But that is the case. I mean, when you talk about it, and if reports are to be believed, Anwar had sent 6 to 7 mails earlier as well, requesting Mohan Bagan to sign him permanently. But Mohan Bagan probably did not like that. So that is the reason I believe that is one of the reason I believe Anwar Ali has decided to move uh, move back to Delhi FC and subsequently to East Bengal FC. Series on by your thoughts.
Well, overall, Anwar's situation is currently completely in the hands of the PSC at the moment, and as things stand, they'll obviously look. See, Somik has some very good points stating that you just can't terminate a contract saying, "I want this, I want that," which is very true. What Anwar's side has to say regarding this? Now, I don't know how true. I have not seen the honesty from their side or MBSD side or anything, but what they say, and I am a person that likes to take people's words for their face value, is that they say that we've been mailing them for the past 6 months to please make this contract a permanent deal. They say they've made around 8 mails to Monbagan Super Giants regarding the entire thing of making him a permanent player in Monbagan Super Giants and paying Delhi FC certain fee of transfers, anything, which have apparently from their sides, which have gone into deaf ears. So regarding all this, it will come down to who provides whatever proof there is in their arsenal in the PSC. Now, Mohun Bagan, I am hearing, have assigned a very good lawyer firm for the cases to be handled in the PSC. I don't
happening
know,
on.
yeah,
Same
and I
guy
don't.
who's defending Man City's 116 charges.
I'm
Is the
not.
same guy.
Somik has the name right. It's Khetan and Company. Yes, they're the ones that are handling it. I don't know who's going to be standing up for Anwar. It's not decided yet. Let's see when the things happen. But overall, it will all come down to how much can Anwar prove that he has this communication going with the team. If he can even establish 2 3 communications with the team, given the way past PSCs have judged cases, I feel the case will go in his favor. This is my absolutely my personal viewpoint. But yeah, let's see. It all comes down to who has what amount of proof regarding the communication going into it.
And if by any chance if Anwar Ali wins it, it will set a bad precedence, as Atrio said in the comments. It will set a bad precedence
But
going in.
Ritvich, I'll comment. I read Atrio's comment, and I agree to it. But I feel this will only be held valid for loan moves, not permanent transfers. The moment, like a loan move and a permanent transfer is seen differently in the PSC. We've seen it in history. Things like this happen, and like a loan move and a permanent transfer is at the onset judged very differently. So in this case, I feel Atrio has a good point. Yes, players and the agencies and the agents will use this to blackmail clubs into getting a higher sum of money and stuff. But on the hindsight, what I feel is this will only be valid for loan moves.
Yes, loan moves. Yes, so that is all about transfers. Sayak,
Just
Siddharth, you may
just
have your thoughts. You guys are
let
very
me just
quiet since.
let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
just
go
add
on.
a
Sorry.
final statement. The the problem for Mohun Bagan is not winning the legal battle. The problem is what comes after it. Uh, if they win the legal battle, let's suppose they wins the legal battle, and PSC decides that Anwar is their player, and he goes back to Mohun Bagan. Can Mohun Bagan play him with such a mindset? Uh, how will it affect their dressing room? On what will his future be if he goes back to Mohun Bagan? Uh, they cannot just put him on bench and bench him for the whole season uh, by just for just punishing him, right? There is there in the just clause we already know there are provisions for that, and he can then again approach PSC and get a verdict in his favor. So that's what Mohun Bagan will have to tackle.
okay. Thank you, Shomik, Rutvij, and Shiran for such a pertinent discussion on Unmerali. Like lots of legal points, sporting points, precedences of cases, FIFA statutes being quoted, AIFF statutes being quoted, committees being discussed, comments being discussed. Fantastic discussion. I hope we have clarified every doubt every fan have had about Unmerali. Just my opinion would be very short that I just want to know. I just feel that Anwar Ali needs to be a bit more professional going forward because he cannot depend on Ranjit Bajaj this much. I think he's someone who is an adult right now, and he already has a professional agent, I believe. So I think an agent representing him is enough in 2024. I understand Bajaj has been with him like a godfather, has been with him during his medical treatments and everything, pursuing the case in AIFF to let him play back. So, but I think it is time Anwar Ali has a identity outside the field as his own, and not depend on someone. I hope he does that. Kudos to Ranjit Bajaj, he's doing a great job. But I think for any player, you don't need to depend on anyone. You are enough on your own, and you have an agent to pursue your financial interests, and that's about it. I think that's what he should do after the entire fiasco ends because beat East Bengal, beat Mohun Bagan, none of us want Anbali to be benching for 6 months because we have the Asian Cup qualifiers and we need him, and he's India's best defender by far. There is no debate about it at the moment. We don't want something legal, something technical like this to hamper his sporting capabilities. It's sports. You want him to play football. So I hope it goes well. Uh, Anyways, I think we have done a lot of discussion. Really, we will just wrap it up with the Durand Cup predictions. We won't go deep into it for now. Just Durand Cup predictions, and Siddharth Prasad looks really famished about this unburied discussion. So we will go straight to Durand Cup with Siddharth itself. So I'll just have the draws
Just
on the
winners.
screen itself.
Just
Yeah.
भाई
winners.
कुछ
So,
नहीं East Bengal is gonna win this time. That's it. Early prediction.
अरे
This
भाई
is our time. बहुत दिन हो चुका है. East Bengal is going to win. पहले अच्छा ठीक है
no,
आप
no,
लोग
no.
डिस्कस कर लो पहले ग्रुप के बारे
Let's
में.
go group wise. Let's go group wise. Like let's go with group F first.
Okay.
Group.
Goa.
FC Goa.
Easy.
Obviously. FC Goa.
Don't you think Lajong
Easy.
will
Group
Lajong will
E.
lose
Okay.
dangerous?
No, no, Lajong will not buy. FC Goa has
Okay.
a
Don't
big.
think so.
Okay. Let Siddharth go through all the groups one by one. We'll throw the groups. Okay. Siddharth, you have the mic.
एक right? One from each.
Yeah,
One from each, right?
one from each, and then just predict who can be those lucky two losers from the group that goes to the next round, or lucky two second places.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Two best second places. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So if we start from bottom so approach, yeah, it's going to be FC Goa, Hyderabad FC going through a tough time. We all know it's going to be FC Goa. Lajong might finish second. I'm placing a bet on them. Okay. Group E, Odisha FC. Again, BSF, Bodoland, I don't have much idea about. Northeast might come up with second place. Group D, okay. Jamshedpur FC, Chennai FC, okay. This is interesting. Good tussle. Jamshedpur, okay. Jamshedpur, chalo. Chennai FC might be a lucky second loser in that second in that aspect. Group C, Mumbai City FC, Punjab and Kerala Blasters. Okay, now the fight is real. Maybe it will be Punjab, finishing second
It
over
won't be
there.
Punjab because
Group B,
some of the
I
players are going to London for the PN next day, so it won't be Punjab.
so okay. Yeah. Young Jun Cup is there. Okay, then it might be, Kerala Blasters taking up that second place. For Group B, I see BFC, and it will be a tough fight between the Interkashi and Mohammedan Nessi. Mohammedan Nessi has been good of late, might finish up second. Okay, and if we move on to the Group A, obviously you can see the scarf, you can see the everything. It's going to be my team, West Bengal, taking up the first spot,
Let's go, Sirizon
and
bhai.
it will
Let's
be
go.
Mohun Bagan taking.
Mohan Bagan will
Chalo, bhai,
win.
done from my end.
Group F, I feel obviously FC Goa would win it. Shillong Lajong will come second. Group E, I favor Odisha FC to win it and Northeast United FC to come second. Obviously the game between Northeast and Bodoland FC will be a tussled one. There are a lot of hot bloods going on between there. Group D, since Jamshedpur are playing at home, I feel Jamshedpur FC and yes, Chennai FC will come second. Group C, Mumbai City, in my viewpoint, will finish top, and then Kerala Blasters as second. I feel as well.
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. His battery is gone.
Yeah, बैटरी का लड़ाई चल रहा था. Okay, no problem, no problem. Maybe we'll have another episode. Okay, Shomik, you have the floor.
Look, let's start from Group A. Goa, of course, are the favorites. Now, for the second place, Hyderabad and Shillong will have to fight it among themselves. But with Hyderabad's situation, we never know. Group E, Odisha looks good with their signings, but they I think have already started the preseason also. But we'll have to see with what squad they are coming in Durand Cup. Northeast went deep in the last tournament. They have a pretty good unit, and they are a team that surprised me in the last season. Uh, so they might just take that second place. And if Odisha are not coming with their full strength, Northeast will be the favorites. In Group D, it will be between CFC and JFC. Chennai, I will keep Chennai ahead for one fact that Wayne Coel uh, really thrives in this type of competitions. In league cups. He can do really well, or his teams you generally do pretty good. In Group C, you see Mumbai City. There are news like Mumbai might not come with their full-fledged squad, like unlike last season or last two seasons. So in that case,
They will. They
it
will. They
might
will. They will. They will. They
if
will
they
come.
will if they do come with their full squad, they are surely the favorites, because Kerala in the past two seasons we have seen they fielded their reserves here. Punjab also are yet to be done with their signings, so will be tough test for them, but pretty good opportunity to get some good matches at the start of the season. Uh, in Group B, Bengaluru is surely the favorites with all the signings they have made. Intercasi and Mohammedan. Mohammedan also there's a rumor like Mohammedan might play with the reserves. If they do, then Intercasi will be favorites. If they don't, Mohammedan might just do it. Also, Mohammedan also this group is likely to be played in Kolkata, as far as I know. So then Mohammedan will get their supporters behind them, and you never know, with players not getting too many matches under their belt, might just come on top. Uh, Now coming into the Group A, from my current point of view, East Bengal is a bit ahead. They have started their preseason. Mohun Bagan has a few issues like Anwar Ali's to deal with, and they will also start their preseason from 29th July, as per the Mohun Bagan Day, as per the recent announcements from the club. Uh, Now, from in the first two matches, Mohun Bagan are likely to play their reserve teams and a few senior players, and is going to field their senior team in the derby match. Now, this might just become a repetition of last year, if the players are not ready for the match. Otherwise, you never know in a derby match what can happen. So it's who wins that match will be at the top of the group. But I do think that both the teams are likely to go to the second stage, because they might just get 6 points from the other two matches. That's my point of view. And if apart from one between East Bengal and Mohun Bagan, the other side I think might be Jamshedpur, who can get that second spot for the knockout stages.
Awesome, awesome. I'll go next. So from so from Group F, I'm really excited to see Shillong Lajong because they will be playing at home. I think this group is gonna be playing in Shillong, and Shillong fans are fantastic. Like we have seen in the last I League, they have filled every single game, the I League game, and I am very glad to see that Lajong fans will finally be on TV again. We will be, manage to see those fans again. So I know FC Goa firm favorites, but I will go for Shillong Lajong here. I think that AstroTurf might help them, make some upsets. About Group E, I think Odisha FC should go through. I think Odisha FC will get their main team and they like to win these cups. So I think Odisha FC will be the one going through from Group E. Group D is very interesting. Like we have Indian Army and Bangladesh Army together. But that's a game many people would love to watch. Like the non-football fans. That's a good game, to market the league, market the cup. But anyways, I think Jamshedpur FC should go through. I think fairly simple group here. They should beat the both defense teams, and I think Chennai are not right there yet. Group C again interesting. As Shomik and Ruthvik said that Mumbai City FC should be coming with the first team. If they do come with the first team, I think they should sail through because Kerala Blasters don't have a good history at Durand Cup, and I think they are at Thailand, and most probably they will not be at their full strength. So it should be a fairly easy group for Mumbai City FC. Group B again is Bengaluru and Interkashi Mohammedan. Mohammedan Sporting, as per reports, that they would not be bringing their first team. So I think that kind of puts them out of the contention. I think Bengaluru FC will struggle, but they should be able to make it with Interkashi, pushing them. So it's BFC for me. Group A again, as Shomik said, Mohun Bagan will not be filling the main team apart from the Derby. And East Bengal are training already, and we have already played three CFL games. So there is this continuity factor here, and our main team also has played a friendly with Kaigat MS. So I think East Bengal will use this early mover advantage and top the group. So it's East Bengal, Bengaluru, Mumbai City, Jamshedpur, Odisha, and Shillong Lajong. The two teams which might be joining the top six would be FC Goa and Mohun Bagan from the two groups. I think those are our quarterfinals. Um, Also, Shomik says Dehan Dragic has joined FC Goa, a Serbian guy as per Marcus Morgunov. So I don't know if I pronounced the
They've
name
made
right.
it official. They've made it official.
Okay, so yeah, great signing. Shomik, you have something to say before Rutwich, gives his predictions.
No, no, not much. Just that this is a number 10. Now, Goa has been shrewd in the past with their profiles. I would like to see how he gels into the team, and it's that Goa and their number 10s, they have done really well in the past. So I am really excited to see this guy.
Right. Now I'll go with my pickings for Durand. Group F is very simple. I'll go with FC Goa. Group E, I'll go with Odisha FC. I don't see any other this thing with them. Group D, well, everyone is saying about Jamshedpur. I have my bets on Chennai in FC because they've got some solid squad this season. My bet and my bet is on Chennai in FC, and I hope and I think they will do well in the ISL as well with the resources. Uh, with the resources they have this season, they will do well in the domestic season as well. Group C is it is Mumbai City. I feel Group B, Bengaluru FC, and Group A. I believe it should be East Bengal because I have a couple of my friends playing for East Bengal there, so I would want them to do well. But my pick for the Durand Cup is either Odisha FC or Bengaluru FC. If Bengaluru FC does well in Durand Cup, they are short title favorites. When you analyze Bengaluru FC over the years, whenever they've done well in pre-season, they went on and not won the cup, but they did well in the league. So it remains to be seen what will happen this season. Hopefully, we have a very good season this time around. In second news, by Marcus Marculrao, he said AIFF will look for someone who has experience in India as a national team coach. As a matter of fact, up until last week, I spoke with two coaches who applied and who had previous experience in India. They said they have not received any follow-ups from the AFF. Probably now, I mean, I have to find it out tomorrow, day after we can find out something if they have got any replies from AIFF. But two of them, which I know, have not received any. Chalo then, Shubhratri to everyone. Saya, your thoughts.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, Rutvich, for talking about England football team and the entire Anwar saga, giving us transfer news and everything. Thank you, Shomik, for joining in. Fantastic analysis of Spain national team and Argentina national team, and fantastic inputs for the Anwar saga as well. Thank you, Siddharth, for analyzing the Brazil team. I hope they do well. And thank you for your thoughts on Mumbai City as well. And yeah, thank you, Shijon. Yeah, I think your laptop is there,
Fingers crossed.
and I hope you're not watching the
Yeah.
woman right now. I hope you're right here. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for
Just to finish it up, Rutvich, it didn't came home.
It's
It's
not
not
coming
coming
home.
home.
it's not
It's not
coming
coming
home.
It
It's
home.
not
won't come
coming
It's
home.
not
home.
It's not
coming home,
coming
man. It's
home.
not.
It won't
It's
come
not
Yeah.
coming.
home.
Chalo, bhai.
Yeah, thank you,
Chalo,
Shijon,
chalo.
for your
Thank
thoughts
you
and
guys,
everything,
man.
for your
Good
fantastic
night.
analysis on transfers. So, take care. Good night, guys, and I'll
Good
see
night.
you
Good
in the
night,
next
Good
boys.
episode.
night. Good night. In Madi Tanal style.
Eh?
Chalo, bye.